After years of feeling inadequate and living day-to-day life with a dull sense of knowing that you aren't what you could be, you somehow managed to piece together enough fragments of your life to seek out an ADHD diagnosis. You spend the lead up to your appointment worrying that you won't get a diagnosis because that would mean you'll be back at square one again. Appointment day eventually arrives and the psychiatrist tells you you couldn't possibly be any more ADHD even if you tried. You leave the room with a deep sense of relief, as well as without your phone. Now, this moment of self-rediscovery is what I refer to as the lightning rod moment. And what I mean by that is that your diagnosis will serve as a powerful distinction between the person you were walking into that office and the person you become walking out. Without a shadow of a doubt, a diagnosis can legit be one of the best things that ever happened to you in your life. In excitement, your mind will take this newfound information and run it through the memory catalogue of all your past fuck-ups. Things that didn't make sense before will now make more sense than ever. You look forward to starting medication and finally becoming the person you've always envisioned yourself to be. But then you start to get that niggling feeling in your chest. That feeling is the feeling of mourning. A mourning for the person who could have been if only you knew what you know now. It's common to become plagued with idealistic thoughts of what could have been, what should have been, and what would have been if your parents, teachers, or family doctor actually cared enough to see that what you had was undiagnosed ADHD. And now you find yourself standing before some sort of metaphorical crossroad. At this crossroad, you're presented with two distinct paths. One path represents the past, the other is the present. Now, it's totally normal to mourn what could have been, but the danger comes when you spend too long on that path. The longer you do, the more you'll start to resent the people in your life who did not pick up on your diagnosis. You'll grow accustomed to what if scenarios and eventually convince yourself that it's too late to do anything now because the profound moments of your life have already been and gone. This is not the path you want to be on for the long haul. The aim is to make your peace and cross over to the present path. But that's easier said than done though, right? Of course it is. It's never going to be easy when your mind bombards you with idealistic visions of the amazing life you could have had. But those are lies and certainly not worthy replacements for the life you could create for yourself now. So how do you avoid becoming stuck? In my experience, it was accepting that what I did was my best. If I could have done better, I would have. There's no follow-up what-if scenario, just a straight-up acceptance of what's been and gone. When you've done this, you'll realise that all there is left is the present moment. And it's only then you'll be able to ask yourself, what can I do to forge a life that works best for me? And this is where the real work actually begins. You see, medication is only a tool to help you resolve years of trauma, the years of hiding pieces of yourself away, and the years of not knowing how to operate in a way that works best for your own mind. It's a long and arduous path, but at least it's real. Which means all those hopes and aspirations that society said you weren't good enough for, now is the time to take all that back out the closet and start making moves that work for you. In conclusion, a diagnosis gives you an explanation for why your life went the way that it did, but more importantly, what it does is give you the permission to forgive yourself. Like I said, there's two paths. It's natural to experience both, just make sure you choose the right one for the long haul. Life is hard enough with ADHD in this world without us beating ourselves up every day over something we didn't know and in situations that no longer exist. Especially when time is a factor. We've wasted enough of our time crying over wasted time. So now is the time to enjoy the process of rediscovering who we are, except this time we can do it through a more accurate lens. Firstly, if you made it this far in the video, then high five my ADHD homie, because that temptation to scroll through the comments during the video is real. If you enjoyed the video and would like to see similar content, tap, click, flick that like and subscribe button. It really helps get my content out there. Until next time, keep adapting.